The sarcophagus with Reclining Couple is a typical sarcophagus for the Etruscans. What we're seeing here is a terracotta sculpture showing this couple sitting on a banqueting couch. Now, in the ancient world, the Greeks, the Etruscans, the Romans, generally speaking, you were not sitting at a chair at a table that is way too inappropriate and uncomfortable. Their meals are taking place over 3 or 4 hours. So you would sit on a banqueting couch. And on this couch, typically, if you're a Greek or a Roman, you're going to be depicted on your own. But here with the Etruscans, we're seeing the couple depicted. And then they would have their ashes buried in the sarcophagus below. This would not have been a body burial. We do see those amongst the Etruscans, but not here. This is from the Severite tomb. And what we see is this reclining husband and wife. And as you can see, it was once brightly painted. So you can see the stripes being painted on there. There are a couple of different versions of this piece as well. And it was actually cast in 4 pieces, which I've drawn out here. Of course, terracotta is a heavy material. You don't really want to cast a giant hollow box in one piece because before the firing, it's going to be incredibly brittle. It would be very, very difficult to work with. That being said, they do create a very monumental piece. Here we see those 4 pieces separated for the purpose of restoration. And it shows us the detail that goes into it, the work that went into the craftsmanship. There's really no Greek parallel to what we're looking at. Now, if we contrast this with the Greeks, and we're contrasting a more or less archaic sarcophagus with an archaic Greek sculpture here, what you see is the sculpture, the Greek sculpture, is a nude looking at the musculature of the body, although he seems to be smiling at us as he removes a spear from his chest. And yet here amongst the Etruscans, what's actually happening is they are smiling at us as they are going into the afterlife. It gives the impression of a very pleasant afterlife, some kind of paradise where it's all parties and how do you do's and all of that. The interest here is focused on the animation of the face and hands in the case of the Etruscans, inviting us in, giving us, again, that impression of a very pleasant afterlife, which is very different from the Greeks and the Romans, who are looking at this sort of lake of souls idea. They're not going to be trying to invite people into the afterlife. It's just some place they go. To the Etruscans, it's almost inviting, or at least that's the impression we're getting from the sarcophagus.